örköst, aki nem ért angolul, lehet fülest venni, magyarra és romára fordítjuk a beszélgetést. Okay. Okay, so welcome, a big welcome to the team of the Jugoslovensko Dramsko Pozorište. They are here for the third time. We are very happy because we had two very memorable performances. 10 years ago we had The Merchant of Venice directed by Egon Savin, and then we had another show from Boris Ješević, but he's not here with us unfortunately. But Milos Krečković, who is dramaturg, will maybe also translate to the team. And we had Elijah's Chair, the performance by Boris Ješević. And what was interesting here, those people who saw the performance of The Merchant of Venice, what was interesting was an surprising and unexpected approach to Shakespeare. And I think that not too many people from the young generation know Lorenzaccio, a very Shakespearean play, if you want, by Musset. We didn't have many performances. I think there was a very famous performance from Timișoara, directed by Victoria Frunze, but many people don't know it, and so this is a very interesting version where there are much less characters. There are 30-something or 40 characters in Lorenzaccio, and what is it's a very special and consistent language of this show with only 8 or 9 actors switching very radically and very fast from one role to another, from one situation to another, making the essential, it's an essentialized drama. And so I do want to start. I remember that Gorchin Stojanovic, who was also a set designer here, but also artistic director of the theater, of the drama, he recommended me very warmly this show when we found out that we finally can make the festival, and it was around the opening. I think you opened it recently. It's not an old performance. So tell me a little bit about how did you come to the idea to do Lorenzaccio, and about the concept of Boris, which is surprising and very clean and clear conceptually.
I may start, give opening remarks, and then I'll let the actors talk, because it's more about the actors as always than about dramaturgs. This is my first time in Cluj, and this is my first time in this beautiful theater, in Hungarian opera. And first I would like to congratulate you on the atmosphere, and the spirit is palpable here. And it was really an honor to perform here. Two most responsible people for this show are not present. I mean, in terms of putting it on repertoire. That's, as you mentioned, Gorchin Stojanovic, the head of drama, and Boris Ješević, who is director. And I must admit, I was surprised by Boris's choice, not by Gorchin's that much, because it's, as you said, supposed to be a huge historical play with big sets, with mass scenes with extras and so on. But he had done a great job with my colleague, who was also a dramaturg on this production, Fedor Shili, and they made an adaptation, reducing the number of characters and also connecting in a couple of cases, the 3 or 2 characters into one. And they did not do it only in technical way, but only sharpened or made more focus on certain aspects of the play by doing that. So I think they did a good job, and I was more involved with the production phase than with the pre-production. So I think speaking about the history of the play is unimportant now. I mean, if anyone's interested, we can talk about that, of course. But the part that interested Boris the most was the position of a person who has to approach evil in, so it can be neutralized in the end, or killed in this case. But that person has to pay a very costly price for his plan, and that is being too close to evil for such a long time leaves too significant mark on that person, on its identity, and it cannot be reversed after that. So that was his initial inspiration for this. And as he said several times, what happens to Lorenzo after the murder as a punishment is not a real punishment. The real punishment is the fact that it came after he made his sin of making such a plan, and the way he was changed through it was his real punishment. And I think that in the main huge scene between Lorenzo and, remember the name, and and Filippo Strozzi, yes, it's basically discussed and explained. So, I mean, the contemporary social and political aspects are too obvious to be analyzed at this moment, I guess.
Okay, good evening. My name is András Fiske, I'm a dramaturg, but it's much more important that I'm a big fan of the Yugoslavian drama theater, because the way how you approach different projects like this. This evening, when I saw Marco as Lorenzaccio, I remembered a painting of Caravaggio from the beginning of the 17th century. He represents a boy in the moment when the lizard bites him. It's a famous painting, and the resemblance between this boy and Marco is shocking. And when I realized this, I told to myself that everything will be fine this evening. So I like this Shakespearean approach and radical language of your performance. I mean the bare stage, the black box as a simple mechanism, and everything which is, we are present for you in many cases, the way how you involve the audience in this bloody game. And also, I think that sad and almost probably tragic interpretation of the contemporary politics, because I think this is the core of your performance. So congratulations. It's amazing to see a company, every actor being so strong, in the right place and so precise in everything what you are doing. But that was not a surprise because I've seen many performances of you and you are playing on the same level and this is great, I think. Somehow I followed also the possibility of somebody like me not speaking, unfortunately not speaking your language. How can somebody follow the switches? Because the switches sometimes are very fast, yeah, and also those Brechtian moments when an actor would address the audience and will read the play for us, will comment the play for us. So I think that it's a very radical and interesting and appealing theatrical language. So my question would be, and this is my proposal, to start from, I don't know, from anywhere, from there, for instance, and tell us things about the staging process, the creating process, how you created this performance, what were the discussions during the rehearsals, how do you relate to your own political situation, in what way your own audience is relating itself to this performance. Can somebody recognize Serbia in the performance, in the approach, so, etc., etc. In other words, you can speak about what you want. Okay, take a mic. I don't know if you need to translate or not.
This is hello for everyone. This is first time to be here in Cluj, and thank you for your kindness. We spent today, good time here. About play, Boris, it's our director, who, it was very interesting process because he never sticks, to his plan. He just lets things happen during process. And we are free to create, we are free with our roles to make our energy between all of us. But maybe it's one important stuff when I was read this text, this drama. It was, to ask myself, to ask my generation what's happened, are we make decision for some things, or it is act of, I don't know, politics, historic, or act of God, I don't know. And I try to find, like person, like actress, try to find some answer. So in this play, you will see Milena and myself. It was a little role, but we are like support to our colleague, to our men's. So for me, it was this play is for me big piece of art. So I enjoy the process, and now I enjoy to play this every time. And thank you. And now I have a chance to speak with our colleague from Portugal. Yeah? And I would like to see you in Belgrade. I'm sorry because we don't have a chance to see you tomorrow. And thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good evening to everybody. I just want to say that this performance totally corresponding with the political situation in Serbia. That's for me very big thing and a very huge thing. We are generation, so we have some things to say with this performance. So audience very good look at this stuff. Actually, they recognize everything. They and after premiere night, someone asked me, "It's not good. You put some things. It's not correct." I said, "We didn't put anything." Me say everything write down, and said, "Really? Yeah." 19 koje godine beše? 1835, 1835, 1836 was writing this text. So this is the big thing that is very important for me. Another thing I want to say, it's very pity we couldn't stay here longer because I would like to see the other performance and performing for our colleagues. So the festival that's the point, right? Yeah, so short. That's me. Now Marco, thank you.
So before passing the mic to Marco, so what I want to understand now that the question is if the young generation is taking part in the political actions or not. This is the question. Whether the young generation is taking part in the political actions or not. This is the question for you in Serbia.
I think we are an actress, so this is the part what we can do.
I know I'm not speaking
about the audience, but generation.
About the generation, about your generation.
Okay, but I can say
Serbia.
that in Serbia a little bit atrophy, if you understand me. So it's some kind of generation we are sleeping or maybe dreaming, but I think something is, but something is going on. It starts to going on something. We have some students actually, they speak some clever things, so I think it's going to be a better time.
Yeah.
May I add something before Marco continues, just shortly? And that's the problem of their generation, of my generation that was a bit older, but also had to go through, changes that did not work as we expected. And the thing is that if you want to change something, you have to do it without a system. From the system, you can't do anything. It's a mathematical theorem that we know very well, right? And once you enter the system, trying to change it, you get yourself changed by the system, and in the end it's like a process that cannot turn out to be successful. So this is what happens in a way to Lorenzo is part of that formula.
Yeah. I see.
I want to say hello to everyone and have to say also my apologies because my English is not that good. Actually,
put the microphone closer, please.
What is the point? New generation in Serbia, just like before us, they expect that someone else will do the job for them, and it's a constant problem, there's always the same people, in politics. Everything is the same. It's one circle that repeats, and it's that is what is very similar to this play. You have that dictator, and then this play making a question: is it good? Is it is it righteous to kill someone, to do murder, to sacrifice your soul, your goodness for nothing? Because without people, without support of the people, without the support of intellectual elite, you can't do any changes. So it's very hard for us. You know, it's audience they recognize this kind of question.
Yeah, this is the irony and the tragedy of the performance in the same time. Yeah, okay, let's go further. Because now we switch the generation also to another one, probably to my generation.
For me, I think very important for this performance, how we together prepare confrontation with the society. Serbian society, I don't know, maybe Romanian, etc. But for us, it's very, very interesting how actor and actors prepare in the stage confrontation with normal life, because this story is our life. This story is our life, certainly. We lose the hope for the change, something in society, not only some society, Serbian society, but all world have problem. And sometimes I lose hope, personality. You know?
Hello everyone. Thank you for receiving us here on this festival, and thank you for your kindness. Thank you for calling us here. I think we try to talk about story in past, about history in Firenze in Italy, which is the same. The 19th century, everything, the problems, the dictators, everything is the same today. And that's very interesting how I think that people need to start from themselves. When one person, I think that one person need to start from his person, because I think that one person can change the world, but person can spark the brain that everybody to. I think that I call that for myself like some kind of a butterfly effect. If you think positive, if you doing a great stuff, if you do something for your micro world, I think that on some level some things will be positive and it will be some changes. To murder someone, nothing will be changed. Everything will stay the same, just the other dictator or some other king or whatever will come on his throne, and it will be like a puppet, you know. Some other crew or some other group of people will control that person. So nothing is in our hands. We just need to be positive, think positive, and try to create some micro world for ourselves. That's all.
Okay, thanks. You please,
Thank you.
pass the mic.
Like in theater, yeah, create our own world. Hello, everybody. I just want to say that I'm not be on the preparation of this show, and this is my fourth play, I think, of this show, of the perform. And how to say, I think that's a lot of actors here, and it's really a good chance because I was the audience for this show at Belgrade, and I watched this show, and I was, oh great, I'm so sad because I'm done playing there. And after about 1 month, it's a chance, there was the chance to play there. And maybe there is, how to say, moment to turn the curse and talk about the great feeling to play in this show. You know, it's really inspiring for the actors. And I don't know, for me, I'm the new in this team, and how to say, maybe it's easy to be the part of the drama, to be your character, but it's not easy to approach to the team, if you understand me. And it's my, you know, how to be in, how to say, accept part of the team, yeah.
Joachim came in as a substitution for another actor who played this part from the opening. So he's alternating now the part, and it was his turn tonight to come to Cluj. So that's
Okay, thank you, guys. I don't want to torture you because the dinner is being prepared for you up there. Take it easy, because I want to open up the discussion for the floor. So if somebody want to ask you or something, or somebody want to torture you, it's okay. So if there is any, please take a mic, please, because of the translation. Thanks a lot.
It's a very quick question. Do you guys improvise? Do you devise with co-creation, or do you just start with the text, or do you improvise without text, with text? Like us. A little.
you mean in process or
In process, in the process, yes.
Oh yeah, they did a lot of they played games, they had warm-ups, they did a lot of improvisation. I mean, the process was based on that, basically. And then slowly approaching the real text of the play.
And in the show, you do have improvisation or not?
No.
No.
No, I meant in rehearsal, not the show, in rehearsal.
If you entered 10 minutes before they started the show, you would have seen the actors playing football on the stage.
We do exactly the same.
And they have a little ball that rings around.
That's how we warm up. We play football. It's not possible. Okay, we'll do the same tomorrow. Thanks. It's
Amazing.
It's one of the things, but a lot of
Use the mic, please. Use the mic.
from the first from day one in the process, you were doing a lot, yeah. And you know, as a dramaturg, you're always jealous because you can take part, but it's not exactly the same.
We have to make arrangements to warm up all together and play some football somewhere around the world.
That's
Or Belgrade. Yes, please.
Also fall down, so it would, you know.
Why not to replace acting by playing football, right? Okay. Other questions, please? 3, 2, 1, 0. Thank you so much for everything.